Representative Igo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I think one of our testifiers said that they were a permitting nerd, and I am too. This is exciting. This is an exciting day for me. I've been following this and working on this for years. So appreciate the fact that we get to have this conversation today. Thank you to my colleagues for pointing out some of the stuff that we had some concerns about. But to start, I just had a few questions for the Majority Leader. And what I wanted to I want to make sure I have it right. What sort of projects we're going to be making sure to help with this bill in front of us today? Just so I got that clear.
Majority Leader Long.
Thank you for the question. Transmission and renewable energy projects.
Representative Igo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. What kind of renewable energy projects?
Majority Leader Long.
Thank you for the question. Wind, solar, and storage.
Representative Igo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So wind, solar, battery storage. All right. So I did want to ask on that. What is needed to make sure we have the things needed to make wind, solar, and battery storage?
Majority Leader Long.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I don't think that's in my bill.
Representative Igo.
You made my point for me, Majority Leader. That's not in your bill. So the things needed to build wind, solar, and battery storage, taconite, copper, nickel, none of that was included in the bill today, yet many testifiers before us today said that this would be helping us reach our clean energy goals. So what we're doing is we're going to advocate for projects to be going quicker through this project or this process that aren't actually going to have the resources needed to do it in a way. So the projects located all around this state have been forgotten in your legislation. You've picked winners and losers to be a part of this conversation today. And I think that is very, very disappointing for multiple Minnesotans across the state. For communities like mine that I represent up on the Iron Range, to communities across our state that we're maybe trying to get other projects to help build out the clean grid and build the things that we need. Because right now, as you're well aware, we get all of our solar ingots from China that are mass produced in places across the seas, shipped across in high carbon CO2 emitting tankers, and then coming to our country, then getting built in our backyard with taxpayer dollars. Your bill isn't accomplishing what you're trying to do, which is trying to expedite the permitting process to get us to a point where we can have these clean energy things without actually getting at the root of it. We're pushing out projects. I mean, I've had, oh my gosh, $2 billion worth of private investment in my district alone that has left the state due to permitting problems. None of it had to do with where your bill is addressing today. It had to address with the air and water permits for projects like Huber Engineered Woods, which would have been the second largest private investment in the state of Minnesota history. $550 million left the state due to permitting problems. So I apologize for getting a little passionate and heated about this, but when I saw a permitting bill coming before it, I said, wow, we're finally going to get there. We're going to do the right thing because it's not a partisan issue. Permitting is incredibly important to the future of this state and for jobs and for communities, from workers, for families. And this bill in front of us today is forgetting all of that. I was at an event last night for Better in Our Backyard. I'm wearing their pin right now. It's got a pickaxe for mining right next to it. And what's right next to it? The same windmills that are on your tie. We need both. And I'm really disappointed today that this committee is going to hear a bill that's going to focus on making sure we can have wind, solar, and battery storage and transmission without getting at the root cause of building this thing out and letting Minnesota be a leader. So I just had to say all that. I'm incredibly disappointed, and we could have done a lot more on this bill.